Hey. Well,
So we're live.
we're live.
I wonder,
Yeah.
can we
One,
see it on our
two, well, live, three, four. Oh, yes, like counting down. Well, Cherie, there was another uh what was I gonna say, another countdown that had the music to Shine, I Shine
our
intro.
Shine Live music?
hmm We're just gonna see who is able to jump in and talk with us on this beautiful Resurrection Sunday. Yes. And how can that happen? Oh, you're gonna play it now. Oh, okay.
Okay. She's playing the. Bill.
Oh, totally love it. Love it. Get your shine on.
Love it.
Um,
I
now,
was kind of looking at it from my phone actually, trying to
mm-hmm,
see uh what I saw, trying to see what I could see. So we're just
mm-hmm.
waiting for some people to join us. So I'm going to share it on my phone. I think I can.
Okay,
I
I
want to be
see
able to
it.
share this.
And now, yeah. How do I, this is me sharing it.
Okay, I'm sharing it now.
And okay, help me out, ladies. And okay. So I'm watching it. I hear him watching. I see it. Oh, it's even um oh
So,
it's capturing our words, and so that's pretty cool.
oh wow! So it's closed
Yeah,
caption.
yes. So okay, then they're gonna oh, let's see, 44 other friends like this. Okay. Let's see here. You're sharing.
Yeah. So we're just waiting for to see who. That's why I was yelling to my husband for him to like join. Cause
Yeah, 44 other friends like this. Okay. Let's see okay, hold on.
oh, so
I'm gonna
I
turn this
hear.
off. It's like
Cuh.
as we're practicing, and I'm gonna share it on uh yes, share it again and just like join us on this test run.
We are just waiting and waiting. Let me call my sister. Somebody
Mhm.
to tune in. Let's see.
Spontaneous. Yay. You look great, Sharon. I love how you're shining back there on
Thank
this.
you. You look great too.
Thank you, darling. I'm shining and I'm flashing because the hot flashes, for some reason, it's
Are
like
you serious?
yes, yes. It's like what in the world? And here it comes the hot flash, and
Oh
it's like it's
Lord.
getting well. I'm gonna not say a hot flash. I'm getting a warm flash. I'm not fully flashing, but you can see I'm like a little shiny
You
here.
got a
So
little shine there.
yeah, I guess it's I am embodying what I'm saying. Shine, girl, shine. This girl is shining. I mean, sparkle.
You're sparkling.
I'm
I'm
sparkling.
trying.
Yeah. Let's talk about I was thinking about sisterhood when we first started our podcast, the first one on sisterhood, and it just seems. I'm not sure if you notice it that it just seems like that is a battle that we are facing as women right now. Is true sisterhood. Um, One that we need, but there is a battle going on, and I think it's just too much that's out there that has confused the meaning of sisterhood, which this is what I love about Shine, because there's no shade here. We just shine. We want to shine and uplift every woman instead of throwing shade everywhere. We want to
Yes.
bring the shine on so that
I
we can,
like that. I like that.
yes, through the shade, let's shine. No shade, because there won't be shade here. So,
And if
uh-huh,
someone does throw shade at you, you shine through that shade.
that's right.
Let that
So
sunlight shine
let
through.
the sunlight shine. Yeah, it's like what's interpreted with the Barack Obama and Michelle. When they go low, we go high. So when they throw
Right.
shade, we shine.
That's
That's just
right, girl.
interpretation. And
That's
no shade,
right.
we
That's
shine.
right.
Let the sunlight shine through every situation. I think even as believers, you look at it, that is, Jesus being the Son of God, but this the light, our light shining on in the darkness, His light shining in the darkness. But our words, let that be light shining on darkness too.
Right.
Yeah.
There you go. So we're gonna just like, if anybody out there is listening to us,
Hmm.
hello, hello, hello. We're doing a practice run using a platform called
Hmm.
StreamYard because we want to be able to bring you all our podcast live and in
Yes.
living
Yes.
color instead
Yes.
of everything being pre-recorded.
Hmm.
So we just want to take a moment to kind of recap some things for you all. Some of you out there may have seen the share, and maybe you're not familiar with the podcast. And so we just want to tell you a little bit about it and kind of recap some things. I know if it looks like I'm distracted, I'm really not. I'm just trying to send some folks
Hmm.
a text message for them to tune in so that it can kind of give us a little help to make sure that all of our features are
Thank you
working
for
and all that kind of
that
good.
encouragement too. Look at Billy just sent.
Okay, awesome, awesome. So
Mhm. Yeah, thank you, sir.
we appreciate that. Yeah, we know that our podcast is geared towards women, but it's
Mhm.
also nice to have men drop by and um, take a listen and
Mhm.
even share their thoughts about some of the things that some of the topics or issues that we're talking about. And
Right.
so just to like let those who aren't familiar with us know what it's all about. SHINE is
Mhm.
an
Mhm.
acronym, and it stands for support, honor, inspire, nurture, elevate, and educate. And that's what we
Mhm.
were all about, just uplifting women, building a community of women, of sisters who
Yeah.
look out for each other, who support each other, who respect and honor each other, who listen to each other. So that's what we're all about. And so we want to
That's
talk,
right.
bring to you, bring to our listeners topics that are really geared towards women and women issues and things that we endure and we go through. And just so women too will know that you are not alone. You know, anything that you
Mhm.
may find yourself struggling with, you're not alone. It's always good to know that you're not by
Mhm.
yourself out there. So, yeah. And so, our first podcast, we talked about sisterhood
Mhm.
and just how vitally important that is, what sisterhood entails, what sisterhood is all about, not the stuff that you see on those reality television shows that give a
Mhm.
distorted picture of women and how we relate to each other. Y'all know that reality TV is not reality, it's fake reality.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I said it. But it
Yeah.
is. And it's all about ratings. It's all about ratings. Oh, thank you.
What's up,
We got some
Jimmy?
love out there from
Sending
Jimmy.
some love. Sending some shine out there to you, Jimmy.
Thank you, sweetheart. I love you. And Cheyenne, my
Yes.
sweetheart. Thank
All
y'all
those,
so
all that
much.
love. Sending
Yeah.
shine back.
Yeah.
Yes. Sisterhood. Oh, with the line, see with this link, if you would like to come on and just share your heart, share some experiences, come on a conversation with us, and you can be live with us. So
Yeah.
yeah, you don't have to worry about what you look like. Let's just you could just jump on and just share with us. So just click on the link and then you we will bring you on. So some
Yeah, we
folks,
want to try this link out. So we need
yeah.
somebody to do that because this is our just our little test run right now.
Hmm.
So if you could do that, if you could go to that link and we can see if it's working well for us. All right. So our first episode was sisterhood. What was our next one, Dawn? It was
The next one was boundaries.
yeah, the
We
importance of setting healthy
healthy
boundaries.
boundaries. And we also covered, now we had part one and part two. We also have part
Right.
one and part two of toxic relationships, and the second one is coming out this week. So of toxic relationships, um healthy and toxic relationships, let's say, the versus
Yeah. Yeah.
healthy relationship versus toxic relationships. So that is our latest podcast, and I think the relationships is very important. And you know what? Even through this the pandemic, because people had to spend
Mm,
more time with one another than normal
yeah.
for a whole year. Okay, it tested a lot of relationships. It tested it tested us at every level, and especially relationships, whether it's relationships whether it's your marriage, whether it's with your children, at work, um and every level we have been tested, and regardless to how we will return, we there really will not be a normal again. It won't be what we've seen before. There, when major changes like this happen, there's a reason. There's some things that catapult us or push us into going to another level, another place. And
That's
so
right.
if there is a relationship that has been challenged, I hope that these, even your sisterhood, even if that was challenged, you're feeling we can't, because it's hard. We had to be creative to to connect, not just with those in our household, for those outside. And we have parents that are outside, and siblings that are outside of our household, that we had to. It was just a challenge. So I hope that any of our all of our episodes that we have already released will help those really take a look inward, and to see that if there is
Right.
anything that one can be encouraging, one that can help you identify some things that may require a little change, but also, like
Right.
Sharon said, that you're not alone. We are all in this together. We're here to support. We are the sisters that want to shine on you, and our brothers
Right. Right.
shine too.
That's right. That's right.
Mhm.
Yeah. So we want to challenge you to raise your gaze. Hold your head up.
Yes.
Raise your
Mhm.
gaze. Keep your
I hear.
crown on.
Yes. Ooh. Yes.
Yes. Put your
Yes.
shoulders back. Chin up.
Yes. Chest up high. Yes.
Right. That's right. Raise your gaze, put your crown on, and know that you are fearfully and wonderfully made, and that you have purpose, and that
Mhm.
um, you have so much to offer this world. You
Yes.
know,
Yes. Mhm.
oftentimes we don't think that we do, but but you do. But you
Mm-hmm.
do.
Yes.
Somebody out there needs you.
Someone, and you
So
are important. You are so important. Yes, someone needs you, and you're not finished. Some of you are closing books and opening up a new book, writing a new one. It may be
yeah,
not just a chapter, but it's like this book has been written. Now I'm about to write another one. This is a whole nother game that I'm stepping into. So I know I am.
yeah, me too. And here's the thing: I like what you said about the thing with the pandemic and stuff, and how
Mhm.
it challenged us in ways that we never probably have been challenged before.
Right.
And I think one
Mhm.
of the things that happens too in times like this is that God has a way of making us uncomfortable so that
Yes.
He can push us towards um, a higher calling, a new dimension, whatever.
Yeah.
um, as he's shifting us. And so sometimes when it seems like, oh my gosh, I don't feel effective, I don't feel this, I feel like
Mhm.
things aren't working right or whatever, that is
Mhm.
God's way of getting you to move forward because because that's right, Jimmy, amen.
Mhm.
Because
Mhm.
oftentimes we become complacent and we're
Mhm.
comfortable, and there are some things that
Mhm.
we really know we want to do and we really know we should be doing, but
Yeah.
we're just kind of, oh, but this feels comfortable right now, so I'm going to
Mhm.
just stay right here. Yes, Cheyenne, another amen there.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I think about the time when I was teaching in one location, and I really knew in my heart, in my mind, in my heart, I knew it was time for me to move to another place. I
Yes.
knew it, but I was
Mhm.
comfortable where I was. I was like, okay, things are like fine here. I don't have issues. Everything is copacetic and whatever, whatever. But I did come to a place too where I felt like I wasn't really affecting change anymore because
Mhm.
I felt like what I came to do was done.
Mhm.
And so when it was time for me to move forward, I was really grappling with the decision and, crying and all this stuff. I know I just get like that. So I'm like,
It's
oh
okay,
my God. Like, I
girl.
don't want, oh, I don't know. Should I do it? But I
Mhm.
knew. And once I went on and said, okay, I yield, I give in to this. I'm going to do what I need to do. And I got to the new place. I realized that, yes, I was called to be in this place at this
Mhm.
time in this
Mhm.
season to
Mhm.
affect change because my work was already done at the
Mhm.
other place. And now I'm in that place again. And y'all, that's right. Sure know how I like,
Yeah.
oh
Yeah, girl, get that ugly cry out. That's when we really
oh
crying. Then
gosh.
you don't care about being pretty.
Every time I'm shifting, there's a change. Because you know what I think now I'm being like, I'm kind of being introspective right now and
Mhm.
reflecting. But sometimes I think it's because I don't want to also, not only am I comfortable, but I don't want to upset anybody. I don't want people to be like, oh man, seriously, really?
Mhm.
And so I
Mhm.
think about, and that's a thing that I think most women carry with us anyway. Um,
Mhm.
just wanting to make sure everybody's
Everybody's
comfortable,
good. Everyone's good. Yep.
right, you know. And so I think that was one of my things, And I remember telling the principal at the other school,
Mhm.
um, please don't make a big deal about it. I don't want you to announce it. Just let me just quietly just make my transition and just leave it at that. Don't call me out and all that kind of stuff because I don't feel like all of that, you know.
Mm.
And I feel like that with this one, but I know that it's time. I
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. When you know, it's like you have to. I have you seen the experience of people who knew it was time and they stayed.
Yeah.
It was not
Yeah,
good.
right.
It
Yeah.
wasn't good. Yeah, it's and it's like tearing at you because you do, and there's relationships and things that you and some things are just comfortable because I like to be comfortable. I'm one, I said I
Mhm.
would so much be like Gilead. I would be like I'm Gideon. I would be like Gideon so much asking, okay, Lord, if you're saying this, because I do this, then do this. And then it's like, okay, then confirm it this way. Okay, well, Lord, okay, just in case, did you really hear from you? Okay, can you just confirm it one more time? I mean, it's like, Lord, I know he's just sitting there. Oh, I'm so glad he's not human. I just know that I'm so glad that the Lord is who he is, because I will be so
Right,
folks already. But I was but it's like being comfortable, getting uncomfortable to finally just you have to step away. You have
right,
to walk away. It's time to transition. And sometimes you don't get to know what it is that you're transitioning into. Because I
right.
know even when I stepped down um, from leadership and the worship, well, from the worship and arts at the church, I knew it was time. I knew it was coming. I knew what was happening. I felt the shift. And when I stepped away, I knew that that was what I was supposed to do, but I really didn't know exactly. Well, let me just say, I knew what I was supposed to do in that time was to basically, Lord will have a time of you just regrouping and almost
Mm.
convalescing, especially when you're pouring so much into your life that you're not really pouring enough back. I mean,
Back
out of
in.
your life, not pouring back in. And it was
Right.
like trying to be still. But I was so used to just doing, it was hard for me to be still. And then when I really started getting used to it, I guess when I started getting really lazy, is when it was at that time that he showed me, okay, this is your next chapter or your next book.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah. Good stuff, girl. Good stuff. Good
Good
stuff.
stuff. You got some good stuff
So
coming.
yeah, so it just is so important to just kind of to pay attention to, you know, those, I want to say those signs, but it's not, it's something, it can be very subtle, like you said, not this big woo woo woo, just you just you just there's
Mhm,
just something in you that
mhm,
just kind of showing you, pointing um, you in that direction. And so it's so important that you just kind of take heed to that
mhm.
and and just step out. And I know stepping out is not easy. It's not,
Yeah,
because there's all these what ifs and there's all
yeah,
these, I don't know about this, I don't know, these uncertainties,
yeah.
and everything. But yeah, and I was thinking too how with regard to the pandemic, it's like you pray about something, like we prayed for um, an end to this thing and
Yeah.
for a cure or healing or something,
Mhm,
send us a cure, send us something, send us,
mhm,
and then we have this vaccine,
mhm,
and for many people it felt like this was so quick, it came so
mhm.
quick, but I'm like, and I always remember sitting there thinking, but this is what we prayed for.
Right,
We
right.
prayed for something, we prayed for a
Mhm.
miracle.
Yeah.
So this is the miracle, I call it the balm in Gilead. This is the balm that, and now we become,
Mhm,
oh, I don't know about that, I'm not going to do that. Okay, well, I get it. People have their apprehensions because of things from past traumas passed down to us, the abuse
mhm,
of particularly in the African American community. When you think about the Tuskegee
mhm,
experiment and things like that, so
yeah.
people feel a little ooh apprehensive,
Mhm.
but at the same time you just gotta, like, if you really been praying and listening to God and doing
Oh.
your real research and everything, then you get that confirmation. I just felt in my spirit, I was just like, this is it. This is the answer
Mhm.
to what we've been praying for. Looks like we have somebody that wants to
Yeah,
jump in with us too.
yes.
So
I'm for
yay, we can
Rebecca to
see
come in.
how this works. We got Rebecca who's going to
Yeah.
join in. And I taught Rebecca when she was at Maury High School.
Wow. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah.
She has just become just a wonderful, wonderful, beautiful queen. Yes,
Yeah, she
please
has.
bring
She
Rebecca up.
bring her in. We want her to shine.
Okay.
Oh, this is
Oh, we want to
Hi.
shine
cool.
your way, Rebecca.
Hey,
Hi, guys.
hi, welcome
Happy
to
Resurrection
Shine Light.
Sunday.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so glad that
Yes,
you're
glad
with
you're
us.
here.
So, Rebecca, share with us what's going on with you. You have there's I just see your post on Facebook and just the revelation that the Lord
Mhm.
even gives you at in your journey. You and Sharon and I have been talking about just change and transitions and stuff. You know a lot about transitions
I
too.
do. I do. I do.
Yes.
So tell us, please.
Like transition, like how I ended up in Los Angeles, or
Mhm. Your
transition
transition, just the
life-wise.
experience of transition.
Hey,
What is
what
the
time is it there? You're there now, right? Are
I
you in
am.
LA
It's
now?
I am. It's 4:30.
in the morning?
Okay.
No,
No,
in the I mean in
PM.
the afternoon. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, in the
it's
afternoon. Yes. Okay.
PM.
Yes. Okay.
She said in the morning.
Lord. Oh, I don't know what I was thinking. Okay, I had a moment.
It's
I'm just
okay.
like, no,
You had
no,
one
I'm
of
not
those
one of the
menopausal
people.
moments.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
So
Uh,
yeah. So tell us about what did you feel about transition? Because transition is hard for people. I mean, it's hard for us
Yeah.
all. It's very difficult. But what for you to train because you're in California, you
Yeah.
transitioned. It was you and I've had talks and the struggle and praying and what was the toughest part about going through that and making a decision to say yes?
I, for me, the toughest part was making sure that I knew I was like hearing properly to do
Mhm,
it, because I was risking so much. I was leaving my job, leaving my family, leaving my church. Um, I was in a church for 5 years at the time, so I felt like I was kind of getting a footing there, and then having to like pick up and leave to go to a whole new church where you kind of have to like start
mhm,
completely over again. No one knows you. No one knows your giftings, your talents. Like, it's like you have to come and be like, okay, who are you? What you bring to the table, kind of thing. Yeah, so I think that for me was the hardest part, was just like, okay, Lord, is this for sure what you want me to do? Because I'm risking so much just to go on this journey with you.
Now, how did your family what did your family did you get it and they're looking at you cross-eyed for when you
Oh, for
first
sure. For sure. Some family members were more on board with it. Some were kind of like, "What are you doing?" Even now, there's still people that are still like calling me crazy. I left and I came back here during the middle of a global pandemic, but I felt again the Lord was like, "You need to go back," and so I still had picked up and left to come back
Mhm,
here during a whole global pandemic, and that again was like, "You're crazy."
mhm,
But even since then, I've never regretted not saying yes, because each time God met me in my obedience,
mhm.
mm.
He always met me, and He always showed Himself faithful no matter what. So I'm so grateful that I did it.
So tell me if there is someone listening right now and they are not they may not know that journey, the life of a Christian, of a believer. When you said would that God met you, what does that look like? What does that mean to you when he met you?
He met me in provision. Um, so anything that I ever needed, whether it was community, whether it was finances, whether it was comfort or peace, whatever it is that I needed in those moments, he was always there to provide either just himself, somebody else to just come along. I never lacked for anything. I still lack for anything since I've been here. I
Mhm,
found community. Um, like I said, he's met all my needs. Yeah, it's just been that thing of just, as I continue to say yes, he just continues to show up, and it's so hard to explain, but
mhm.
it's just one of those things where when you do it, he's going to be faithful, and he's going to meet you every single time and everything that you need.
Mm, that's so good. Thank you,
Yeah.
Rebecca. That was
Oh
good.
my
Put
That made
God.
me think of I've never seen the righteous forsaken
Yeah.
nor his
yes,
seed
keep that
begging
going.
bread. That has always been when I've been in times of like, I don't know. And that is my go-to. That is
Mm-hmm.
my promise
Mm-hmm.
that I really hold
Yeah.
close to me. That's when I say, you know what? God promised me he would
Mm-hmm.
never forsake me. He would never leave me out here begging
Mm-hmm.
bread. So I'm gonna be all right. We're gonna be all right. And we were all right.
Uh-huh.
I still have those moments. I feel like you're always still gonna have those moments of being scared.
Mm-hmm.
Right,
But I've
exactly.
learned, like, even in those moments of being scared, I often feel like that is something that you're supposed to be doing, because oftentimes on the other side of that fear is all those
Mm-hmm.
promises that are waiting for you. But of
Right.
course, you know, you're the enemy or whoever is going to always try to throw fear, he's trying to stop you for doing it. So I feel like
Yeah.
even if you have that fear, still say yes, because to me that's still wrapped up in the fact that that's whatever you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
good. That's good, Queen.
Very nice. Here's another saying.
Hey,
Feel the
yeah.
fear and do it anyway.
Yes.
Hey,
Hey
yeah.
Sharita. Feel the
And
fear and do it
do it
anyway.
anyway. Do it
Yeah.
afraid.
I used to
I
tell
remember
yeah.
Joyce Meyer saying that.
I,
She said, sometimes the fear will come to times, but it's like, do it afraid. That is that is super important. So you are embodying that. And as you were talking, yes, do it afraid, feel the fear and do
yeah,
it anyway. Don't let it
I love
stop you.
that.
Oh yeah. And we can
that's
have
one
more
of the
too, because you could stay on too. So if Sharita, the Sharita's watching, Sharita, if you want to jump in, get on that link, click on that link and join us. We just want to see how
yeah, and my
now.
sister-in-law too. My sister-in-law, I think she's up here too, and I want her to do the same just because
Mhm.
we're just trying to test this link out, sis. And yay!
Mhm.
Sanai, hi, honey. Give it some love. Thank
Oh, what a
you.
beautiful
We are
name.
testing out, we're testing out this new um, platform here that we want to be able to use to go live on Facebook and on YouTube for our podcast. So we want to see how it all works. We want to make sure it's working so we can start doing our podcast live and not just
Yeah.
All
pre-recorded.
right,
Of
y'all.
course, we will have available to you all the recordings. We will record it, of course, and still have that
Yeah.
available on all of the different platforms. But
Yeah.
we also want to bring to you live so we can get some interaction and some feedback. I
Yes.
don't know. We want to throw another question out there. We were talking about, or we can continue with the same question. We were talking about transition. How do you handle transition, or how do you know when it's time for you to transition? Um, um, I know
Mhm.
that Sinai, I saw one of my former coworkers. She's still my sister, even though she lives all the way on the other side of the world too. Like you, Rebecca, she lives not on the world but
The
the
best
country.
coast.
She lives in
Mhm.
Washington State, Seattle, Washington, up that way.
Oh,
I know that your
no, that
transition
way.
was also due to your husband being transferred in the military,
Mm.
but you could have chosen to stay. Okay, she's already putting up some stuff. You could have chosen to stay. You could have gone back to DC and been with your family. So,
Mhm.
and how did you know it was him? How did you know that? How did you know? I'm live on my, what you call it?
Mhm.
Tell her. I'm just interested in, and that's the question for anybody out there, anyone out there listening. How did you know when it was time for you to transition? I got
Yes.
people in the background.
I understand.
But how did you know?
Yes, click on the link if you want to come on and talk with us. Yeah, because it's when you know it's how did you know? Did you wait too
Oh,
long?
my sister-in-law says she can't click it. How can you
Can't click
cut? Can you copy? So she said she can't click the link. Is the link such that you can click it?
How did you do
Our
it, Rebecca? You
engineer,
just clicked on it,
sure,
right?
Rebecca, how did you get in?
For me, it was weird. It was one of those feelings where you just kind of felt like you just outgrew where you were. It was just
Oh,
like
we were
everywhere you
talking
Oh,
went.
yeah.
Oh, wait, what?
where you
Yeah,
went. What?
how also were you able to get, I'm sorry, the question, we asking like all these different questions at the same
Oh,
time.
yeah, I
How
was
did
like,
you get in the backstage to
Mhm.
on this platform? Were you
how did
able to
I get up
click the
there?
link? Yeah,
Yeah, I just clicked the link.
you clicked on the link and it worked for you that way? Okay.
Yeah,
All
and I just
right.
put in my
Because
name and then it let me up there.
oh,
Yeah.
my sister-in-law said
Hold it.
she can't. My sister-in-love. My sister-in-love. I hate saying that. She's my sister. She
Yeah.
really is. She's my sister. But she says she can't click the link. I don't know. I don't know.
Hold
I
it.
don't know.
Hmm.
If you
Yeah.
copy and paste it, I don't know.
Mhm. Copy and paste the
She
link in your
said
browser.
copy and paste it to your browser. Okay. See, we
Mm-hmm.
could try that and see if it works that way. But yeah, and you know what? I would love for her to be able to come up because I know that she also experienced a very big transition coming from ministry with my brother in Ohio back here to Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a big move for them. And I know I'm telling some of your testimony now, Leah, but they had just had a brand new house built as well. They hadn't been in the house that long. And,
Ooh, that had to be hard.
and
Okay.
yeah,
That had to be
yeah.
hard. Ah,
And
man.
then they were like, nope, it's time, it's time to pack, it's time to go. So yeah, transition can be something. You're like, what? Wait, God, what are you saying to me right
Yeah.
now?
I thought I was gonna never leave California. I remember
Come
one of
back, it's okay.
my big say it again.
I said, you can come back, it's okay.
Hey, I have not like
Oh, here comes Sinai. Yay!
tonight.
Hi, ladies. How are you all
Say
today?
hi, honey.
Hi.
Are wonderful.
Great. How are you?
Good. Happy
Thanks
Easter.
for
Happy
being here with
Resurrection Sunday.
us.
Yes, happy Resurrection Day to
Same to
you.
you.
Thanks for
Same
coming on
to
the
you.
shine. We want your light to shine, Sanai.
Sine.
Sine, thank you. Thank you for joining us. So you said something, Sharon. Did you still want to pose a question?
Yeah, well, it's the question about transition. How did you know? Like, and you said you just listened to God, but how did you know? How did you know?
Honestly, like I wasn't it was scary. And like you said a little while ago, like I had family. I was in Norfolk, my husband's military. I was in Norfolk for 10 years. And then I had family in the DC area because that's where I'm from. And my husband was given this opportunity for a split tour in Washington State and San Diego. So like 2 years would be in San Diego, 2 years would be in Washington State. And to me, that's terrifying because one is across the country away from family, but two, like it's two big moves and trying to figure out where to go and what to do. And do I go to San Diego or do I go to San Diego and then Washington? Like just having your own career and your own life. Trying to figure it out. And I just honestly, I was going to stay in Norfolk. But I had to listen to the voice of God and block out everything else and try to figure out what he was telling me to do and how he was telling me to move. And I ended up I'm in Washington State. So I've been here for about 2 years now. And honestly, it was like the best thing outside of COVID, it was like the best thing
Right.
for me, professionally, spiritually. it's just been a really good move, but it was a scary one. And I just didn't know whether or not I should take it. But it was just like the signs.
Mhm.
It was doors closing in Norfolk and doors closing in DC. And I said, that's God. Like, that's God. Because sometimes we think that these things have been placed for us. And then once the doors start closing, you don't really understand why those doors are closing.
Mhm.
It's because God has set something else better for you, set something else
Mhm.
better for you. And like, that was just it. Like, he opened up so many doors for me, like since moving over here. And I said, I know that was him. Like that was
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, oftentimes people they'll think that it's when things aren't happening for them, when doors are closing. And I'm not saying that sometimes it's the enemy, but sometimes it's not the enemy.
mhm,
Sometimes it
Mhm.
is God that is
mhm,
doing it because we become, like I said earlier, we become complacent and we're just comfortable and we ain't gonna move. He's like, no, I got something else for you. I got something
yep,
better. I got other work for you to do. And so I'm going to have to make you as uncomfortable as I possibly can to get you to get up and go
to
and
move you.
move and do what
Yep.
I said do.
Right.
Right.
Mhm.
To move you. That's right. And I
Mhm.
was going to say, I guess confirmations for you too were things like, okay, you apply for a position there, and it's an administrative position, and woo, that door
Mhm.
just opened up like,
And like multiple doors,
okay.
literally multiple doors
Yeah,
around here were
yeah.
just opening up left and right. And then like where I was, like nothing was happening. And I said, that's God, like telling me that my
Mm-hmm.
time here, regardless of how comfortable I was and how good it
Mm-hmm.
felt. And
Mm-hmm.
you're in your field and you're in your craft and you're at the best of what you think is your ability. But then God starts shutting those doors and you know that that's your time to move. Like your job there is done. So
Mm-hmm.
Did you ever have
Yeah.
anyone try to discourage you from, and how did that work, or and even seeing that your transition has been great, how are they thinking now?
absolutely. And people, and I don't want to say that they were trying to discourage me because they didn't want to see what was best for me, but they also wanted what was best for them.
Mhm.
And I think
Mhm. That's
sometimes
good.
people will discourage you because it's comfortable for them. And if you
Mhm.
leave, like it messes up what they have
Mhm.
in
Uh,
place. So like I'm not gonna say, I try not to look at the negative and say, well, maybe they just weren't rooting for me, but at the same time they were rooting for what was best for them, and me being
yeah.
in that position or being in that space was better for them, but it wasn't necessarily best for me and for my growth and my family. So
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good because sometimes
Yeah.
it's not that they don't have good intentions. It's just that the vision has been given to you.
mm-hmm,
Not everyone's going to
Right.
see what
mm-hmm,
you see, but it's so important to know that you know that you know, so that I remember there was a time with my we were transitioning from San Diego to Oregon, and our church at the time did not want us to go, and but our pastor sat us down and was just I felt like it was almost like an interrogation, but it was but he said, if I could talk you into it, then it must not have been God. If I may talk you out of it, then it must not have been God.
mm-hmm,
And so, but it was their own agenda, of course. But yeah, that was good. That's good. It's people don't have they're not being mean. It's just that, or ill intentions. It's just that they just don't see what you see.
mm-hmm. Yep. So
That's good.
Yeah.
all
I'm
right.
so glad that you guys
I
came
just
on.
had a revelation.
All
I
right.
am too. I just y'all and
Come on, give
I
us
just
the
had a
revelation.
revelation. I just had a revelation.
Okay, share the revelation.
Revelation.
You get the revelation.
It's about my own. It's about me. Y'all listening
I
to
know
you
it is.
all.
I know it is. Yes.
Just listening to y'all just has really spoken to me. I start thinking about like why certain things have not opened up for me, like teaching theater in the high school setting, particularly at where I am now. I just know why that door has not opened.
I wonder why. Didn't I say that in the script?
And I've been telling you for a couple of years, it's time to go ahead and plant your feet and move. So
say that again, Sinead. Say that again.
I've been telling her for a couple of years, it's time to plant her, like, go ahead and move. Like, you got to move. So sometimes we outgrow our own space.
Yes. You're never going to be comfortable. Rebecca,
well,
you can
I will
agree
tell
with
you
this.
this, honey. I have moved.
This too.
100%.
I have moved, and yeah, that is a whole word. I'm yeah. So and I'm about to move in some other directions too. So yeah, I'll just keep it at that.
Good.
So it's not.
We got to catch up, girl. We got to catch up, sis.
It's not a coincidence that we're talking about transition, knowing when to let go, knowing when to turn away. What is that song? Who made the song? It's a secular song, whatever. Know when to hold them and know when to fold them.
Kenny Rogers.
Kenny
Rogers.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta know when to hold them, know when to fold them.
Yeah, but thank you all for having me on the show.
All right.
Thank you. So it was easy for you to jump in.
Thank you.
Once I figured out the link part, it was easy to come in.
Oh, that's awesome.
Okay.
It was great meeting you.
Nice meeting you too. You guys have a blessed day.
Thank you. You too.
Thank
you too, honey.
So Rebecca.
Awesome. So go ahead. You want to say something? Go ahead, babe.
Oh, no. I was just trying to see if you guys still, had any other questions or.
Well, Rebecca kind of started this out with this with that transition and what she's going through. You I think you're planting some seeds.
Oh, I'm always I always tell people I'm always like I believe in people going after their God-given dreams.
Yeah.
And especially now, and so I'm all for people. It's hard work. It's going to take risks, but it's like go for it. Like now is the best time. So it's like do it.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I think if anything that this pandemic has done has awakened creativity. It has
definitely
caused people to really to look inward, to take risks and really bring their dreams. Really, it's like it reignited and a fire in those to really take that step and open doors have allowed that because people don't know what to do. So you have to, and when great inventions, things that have happened in this world has been when there has been, I want to say tragedy, but something that demanded a change. Either you will get up from, or lay there and just forget about everything, or you will make lemonade out of lemons.
Yeah,
come on.
There's a saying. What is the saying? Necessity is the mother of invention. When you find yourself in a situation where it becomes necessary to do something, and to make a move, then that's when it happens. Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah, let your dreams shine.
Yeah. So we're going to go ahead and wrap up right now. But once again, this was just our test run using this new platform. We're excited about coming to you guys live with our podcast now. Again, this is S.H.I.N.E Live. Thank you, Rebecca. S.H.I.N.E Live. It is, I'm getting tongue-tied. Support, honor, inspire, nurture, elevate, and educate women everywhere from all walks of life. And so we're so excited about having this opportunity to come to you live. Now, our next podcast that we'll be sharing with you is pre-recorded. We already have that all packaged up and everything. But then after that, we will be coming to you live. And you can also catch us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, iHeartRadio. What else are we on? Stitcher.
Spotify. We're on Spotify.
Apple. Yeah, Spotify. Yeah. So please catch if you haven't heard any of our podcasts in the past, they're there. We've got sisterhood, we've got healthy boundaries, setting healthy boundaries, part 1 and part 2, and we have toxic versus healthy relationships. Part 1, part 2 is going to be released soon, and so you want to go ahead and catch up with us. Yeah, there we go. We're on Stitcher, Spotify, Apple Music, and Google Podcasts. You can like us on Facebook, on Instagram, and on Twitter. You can also catch us on Heart Radio. This particular platform live gives us the opportunity to bring our listeners in on the conversation, either through the chat or coming in to share on video your input. So we look forward to it. Yes, Don?
Yes, and we get to, and this is a chance for us to reach more. We want to have conversations with you, and we're going to let everyone know ahead of time when we're going to start going live, so that you can set that time aside so that we can talk. We're going to have not just it's going to be conversational rather than just us sharing the topic, but we want to hear from you and get your input, because we want people to shine. We want to shine on our sisters. We want to create this environment, this platform for you all, for your voice to be heard
Community.
as well, to share. Yes, sisterhood, with no shade here, just shine.
Right. This is about building a community. So that's why we want your input.
Mm-hmm.
And let your sunlight shine, ladies.
And our
you better shine.
The woman behind the curtain is Miss Cherie Hardaway, our tech guru.
Yeah.
There she is.
Here she is. Yay!
Girl, are you shining, girl?
I'm shining.
Yeah, she's in the background, shining.
She's in the background. Yeah, she is.
In the background.
Don't think she's not here. Yeah.
This would not be possible without her support. We thank her so much.
She's amazing.
So grateful for her.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. Well,
I
think that about wraps it up now.
Yes.
So we will see you guys soon. See you ladies soon.
All right. Have a great night. Happy Resurrection Sunday. Let's tackle the week. Come tomorrow.
Yeah.